Hello and welcome to another one of those Tinto Wednesdays where we get to have a look at all of the new information features that are coming to that game that we're all so incredibly hyped about, Project Caesar, or as it almost certainly is, EU5. Now, before we get into it, I just want to say that I am really enjoying the response I'm getting to when I ask for people to subscribe, specifically to 30,000 subscribers, and specifically before I reach some innocuous milestone of doom and glory or something along those lines that happens in the world. So yeah, if you want to help me get to 30,000 before the grapes on this image rot and fall off the painting, help me out. That'd be cool. Anyway, let's get into the dev diary itself. Hello everyone, welcome to another Tinto Talks. Happy Wednesday, where we give you some information about our entirely secret upcoming game with the codename Project Caesar. As mentioned in this post here, which was yesterday, there is going to be a different thing that we weren't expecting. In-depth union is not 100% ready to be talked about yet, so we're getting a Tinto talk on some small UI features. So we'll go through the market screen and show how it's used in the game. Fantastic! This is exactly what I wanted before as well. More of that AAR style that I'm talking about. Let me know how stuff is actually used when we're playing the game. It helps me. I know for myself personally, it helps me understand exactly like how this is used more so than just showing me the modifiers and showing me how the mechanics work. Right? Showing it how it's used in the game as you play the game is a really good idea. So, definitely big fan of what we're getting here. Here we'll be playing as Sweden, and it's the 6th iteration of the UI that they've done for the economy system as they keep iterating on it to make it more player-friendly. The goal has been to give us important information at a glance and reduce the amount of clicks that you need to do anything to a minimum. So here's the market screen. We can see our trade efficiency, the production efficiency, the trade advantage, market attraction, trade maintenance, market protection, the trade capacity, and the trade range. I'd say this is more than we have in EU4, but I'm not gonna lie, the trade tab in EU4 isn't something I very regularly went to check. It's not a screen I was so very frequently looking at, so maybe it's not. I do know that in EU4 it was all just on the left within a list, and it was a little bit more compact, let's say, but I don't know, this looks cool too. So we can also create markets here as well if we so desire. If I remember rightly, this costs like 1,000 gold or maybe 500 gold, one of the two. And maybe that is something that you would want to do, create a market in your capital, and sometimes maybe it doesn't. But anyway, you can see what part of the markets we are a part of. So the Riga and Lübeck markets, and we have, I think these are clickable buttons, and I guess this is how much power we have in the market compared to everyone else. So we are the second strongest power maybe in the Riga market, and we're terrible in Lübeck. It's just absolutely god awful. We're the worst. We're the worst. I think that's what that is. Not sure what this number is. Not sure what any of these are, and how much food potentially is stored in the market. Anyway, let's have a look. At the top of the screen, you can see the balance tab for all your fun sliders, and the trade tab where your trades are shown. Right, so that's what we can see at the top there. So here we have a look at the modifiers. Trade efficiency modifies how much gold you get from trades by directly impacting the price you sell goods for in the target market. A negative will decrease the profit and could even make trade unprofitable if the margins are low enough. So this seems like an exceptionally important modifier that you will want to increase. And we do know that because of a comment that was made a while back, and it's one that I keep referencing, so maybe at some point I'll go and find it, where Johan basically responded to a comment saying that trade efficiency looks boring, why would I take this, in one of the advances, and Johan basically responded saying that it is one of the most impactful modifiers, to the point where they have had to nerf it multiple times in these advances. So definitely feeling this is an important modifier. Production efficiency impacts the output of buildings. A positive production efficiency increases the profit, while a negative may make it not worth keeping open. So another really important modifier. Trade advantage of countries in a market determines who will be able to get their exports fulfilled first. If there is a limited amount of supply of goods in the market, they get distributed by the trade advantage that each country has in that market. Think of this if you have played Victoria 2. And think of the world market, essentially, where if you are higher up on the great power ranking, you got access to the goods on the world market before other countries did. And if you're at the top, then you're at war with somebody who is in second place, and you're getting ammunition and such from the world market. You got those first, which was very, very good for you, because maybe there would be a shortage when it came to second place. Think of it like that. If you have more trade advantage, instead of being just, bigger, great power, then you can get those goods before other people in that market. So essentially, and especially if you remember that armies, different units will require goods as maintenance. If you are fighting somebody in the same trade market as you are in, a higher trade advantage might be a very, very useful thing if you're both, purchasing weaponry and guns and such from the market instead of producing them naturally. If you're both trading for these and you have more trade advantage, you might have a really big advantage over your opponent. So another really important modifier here, it seems. Market attraction impacts how much pull a market center has over a location to make a pocket of its market. As we play Sweden here and currently don't have a market, it's not that important to us. So market attraction, low. Yeah, very low. Trade maintenance. Trading is not free, as the ships, wagons, and caravans need to be maintained, and the merchants themselves need to be paid. Very true indeed. That'll be why trade efficiency and getting more gold from trades is important, because you have to pay for trade as well. Market protection. Protectionism is a desire to keep trade within one's own country. It's represented by one location modifier and one country modifier, which reduces the location's likelihood of belonging to foreign markets. Okay, cool, fair enough. Trade capacity. If we have any bonus to how much capacity each merchant has in all our markets. It represents how much a country can export and or import from a market. Each trade created from the market uses a merchant capacity depending on the distance to the other market and the volume of goods the trade is doing. Okay, this is for when you're doing your manual trading. I do hope there was some way of automating that. I don't recall if that was mentioned, but it would be nice if we could automate this for late game, when there are, a lot of goods and a lot of available goods on the market, and maybe I don't want to be microing that as much as I would at the very start of the game. I'm fairly sure it was mentioned that this can be automated, though. That would I'm fairly sure I remember that. Anyway, trade range, simply how far merchants can reach, and determines how distant the markets we can trade with can be. This is calculated from any market we have merchants in. So this one is very important, right? Because essentially you are going to be able to do hop, skips, and jumps, right? If you're playing as Sweden, for example, and say you go and you colonize the Gold Coast or the Ivory Coast or whatever, right? That means you have more. You have another market, right? You have a market where you have merchants in the Gold Coast, and then maybe that Gold Coast can reach, South Africa, and then, you have merchants in South Africa that can then reach further into India, and then you could basically daisy chain, market trading from India to Sweden via your hop, skips, and jumps. As far as I'm aware, or as far as I'm concerned, this is a much more accurate system for trading than EU4 could ever dream of. Again, I'm not a fan of EU4's trade system. I think it's just pure theft. I'm ecstatic that this seems to be so much more realistic, so much more tangible. And yeah, I think this is fantastic. Below we have the search bar and the filter list, something that we have in pretty much every screen with a list of objects in Project Caesar. The search bar allows you to just type what you're looking for, and it'll check on names and any other relevant information that is connected to the elements in the list. The filter allows you to toggle any data, so if you want to see if it has presence, no presence, pops or no pops, trade capacity, in range, etc. For the market list. Very cool. Let's focus on the market entry of Riga then. This is a UI widget, which we refer to as the market card, that you'll see in several screens, and it gives you information about the market while allowing you
to quickly do actions. Okay. So we've gotten better. We're no longer 26th out of 26th. We're now 2nd out of 14. So we've been playing the game a little bit. So the flag and name do not need to be explained. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I mean, I was going to be facetious, but okay. In the top right corner, we have the automation button. So you know what I was saying up here? Yeah, okay. We can automate trading in that market. Fantastic. Okay, then this makes me think, you know, in my primary market, maybe I want to be the one doing all of the trading manually, but then in secondary markets, tertiary markets, further afield markets, or maybe in markets where I'm not caring about, you know, that daisy chain from India to my main market, then yeah, sure, I'll just automate it. It's fine. Yeah, it allows you to toggle trade automation for the market. Fantastic. Below it, you'll see 5 blue buttons. Okay, so they are buttons. They're not just information bits. The first shows the amount of trade capacity available and how much you have in that market. If you click on it, it would open the Buildings Overview tab with this market filtered, with all the buildings you have and could build that could increase your trade capacity in that market. That's really cool. I like that a lot. Second shows our position in the market when it comes to trade advantage, and clicking it will open your traders with a filter for the market so you can quickly change your trades. Alright. The third button shows how many types of goods you have some sort of lack for when it comes to your constructions or the requirements of your buildings in the market. Spanner is only shown if there are goods lacking. Yellow if buildings are inefficient due to lacking some of the goods, and red if there's a blocker. Oh, that's really, really handy. And it's kind of following the same philosophy that I really appreciate in EU4 with their notification system. Where, you know, if you remember EU4 notifications, if you have a green notification, it's something you can somewhat ignore. If you have a yellow notification, it's more important. And a red notification, it is pretty critical that you pay attention to this notification right the fuck now. So seeing this here, I mean, I imagine right here, this is critical. Look at this red banner on this button, so go click this right now. Yes, I love this. Traffic light warning system is what makes EU4 have the best UI of any Paradox game they have ever made. I'll die on this hill. It is the best. If you disagree, you are wrong. Just straight up. CK3 has nothing on it, Vic3 has nothing on it, and I don't think anyone else says any of the others come close, but whatever. I will die on this hill. It is the best. Anyway, if you click on it, then you get to the goods screen with the needs and the market filters selected. Fantastic. I love this. I love that a lot. I love that this is a thing. It makes trading, which is something that you could imagine being quite heavy, right? Quite complicated to get into. I mean, even with EU4 and its pretty basic theft system, people still took quite a long time to understand it. To the point where it's still one of those things. It's like, oh, you only have 400 hours, so you're still, still in the trade tutorial then. This kind of thing really, really helps with that. Really helps with that. The fourth button is similar to the third, but it's about the needs of your pops in the market. The banner goes red if you have pops in the market that are actively part of a rebel faction. Yo, you got some rebels there going on. If you click it, you get the good screen with the needs and the market filter selected. So yellow if they require goods, red if they're part of rebel factions, and you know, get those boys some goods. Here's the tooltip for this button. So the pops in the market are missing goods that are joining active rebels. Addressing their needs might prevent the revolt. So they require more wine, cloth, silver, and gold. Yeah, I'd also be upset if you're like, okay, I mean, you went to Barcelona, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I wonder, in Barcelona, do they do boxed wine? I know that's a thing in Sweden. Boxed wine. Have your wine in a cardboard box. But yeah, I wonder if they do boxed wine in Barcelona. I wonder. Anyway, so yeah, if you have pops in rebellions, maybe doing a trade for a wine here might be a good idea. Maybe. Anyway, and then the final one, we've got that food button. It shows the current food balance of the market, and if you click it, you go to the food screen with any locations in the market you can get food from in the filter. If any province is starving or likely to starve in the next 6 months, you'll see alerts there as well. Fantastic. This is like, yo, winter's coming up, so maybe there's going to be some issues in winter. So you got 6 months to deal with that. I hope that this also gives a little notification on the top bar, right? I really want to see a reappearance of that notification system from EU4. And if I've got a pop starving 6 months from now because winter's coming, definitely want that. And let's end by taking a quick look at what the goods panel shows when we click the fourth button. So, fourth button, of course, being goods for pops that are unhappy. So, pop needs, here's the wine, the cloth, the gold, and the silver. Alright, so buttons. This is, I guess, build. You can build something to alleviate the pop needs. No idea. Yeah, no idea. Okay. Market widget is at the top, as mentioned above. That's this doodad. Where it acts as a filter for the information displayed below. The buttons to the right allow you to quickly toggle to the next market. We have a presence in. Okay, so these buttons here. Cool, cool, cool. Or remove the market filter to see data for your whole country. Normal, search bar, and lots of possible filters. The pop needs filter is present, so the list only displays the goods that our pops are currently demanding. Alright, that's the filter right there. Explaining the list with the 4 entries. The first is the icon of the goods, makes sense, and a tiny little version, so it works fine with lots of goods at the same time. Second is a small vertical progress bar, which shows how much goods are in the stockpiles of the filtered market. Obviously, they are empty. Third is a monthly balance in the market, which is very red and negative. Minus 5.5 wine there, not good. So we need to do something about it. Fourth is the price in the market, gold being very expensive. With gold or silver icons are indicating relative price, with wine being more expensive than the default price, indicating that imports can be profitable here. So I wonder, is it going to be gold is more, more expensive than default price, silver being roughly around the default price, and then maybe a copper one for being it's cheaper than the market price, so there's maybe an oversaturation in the market. Then we have 2 buttons for importing and exporting. Okay, so we can import, we can export. That makes sense. The export button is grayed out as there's no surplus. We have some capacity, so we can attempt to import about 2 goods of 1 type. Okay. Yeah, we have 2 capacity right here. Makes sense. And then after that is the expand RGO button. Cloth cannot be expanded as it's not a raw material, but the others are also grayed out as there's no wine production in Sweden, no gold or silver mines. The Sala silver mine was not present in 1337, but there is a nice dynamic historical event for it. If any of the other RGOs were available, clicking on the button would open the expand RGO screen with all locations you own with that raw material in the filter. The number on the button shows the most profitable RGO of that good you can expand in your territory. I like that a lot. That's really, really cool. I thought that's not that panel, that's this panel here with expand RGO. And now I think we're going to learn what this one means. Okay, really liking this now. The final button is a build a building that produces the goods button. If you're clicking it, it would open the buildings overview tab with this market filtered, with all the buildings you could build to produce the good in that market. Now the quick thinking you'll ask is, wine? Yes, there's a production method for breweries that can turn fruit into wine. So we could do that if we so desire. Very, very cool, very cute. I like that a lot. And next week we'll be back to regular scheduled programming. That actually helped out a significant amount on understanding how trading works. And especially, I am really appreciating the UI here. This looks very simple to understand what, right? You click on it. Oh, I have problems here. Okay, click on this. Oh, okay, we need these goods. Or this is just the tooltip. So we hover over it, we see the tooltips. This is what we need. Okay, well, how about we go down here? This is what I can do. If I've got a big button here saying, that I can manage all of my, the requirements that, we don't have, I'll click on this, and then we'll be able to build a building that will sort out these needs. That's a pretty simple A to B to C situation for sorting out this problem. And I assume the same is going to be here for this one here. How many goods we lack when it comes to constructions. If we've got red, it's a blocker. Okay, click that red one. What is my blocker? Oh, I'm lacking masonry. Okay, how do I make masonry? Click it. Oh, this is the reason. This is what I can do to alleviate that issue. Simple A to B to C, and I think that is looking really, really good. I honestly am really, really happy with this. So yeah, I am glad that the regular scheduled in-depth union stuff wasn't ready, because I'm not gonna lie, I think I appreciate this more than I would have appreciated learning about how personal unions work. So yeah, perfect.
I hope you guys enjoyed that video, that episode, that Tinto talk. I sure did. Thank you all very much for watching. I will be back on Friday with the Tinto flavor for Novgorod. So excited for that one. Hope to see you in chat talking about all of the interesting stuff that we've learned today. I will see you on Friday. Toodaloo. Bye-bye.